So here we are in Washington, D.C. I'm here with my good friend Randy Hillier. What did we do here? What's happening?
Well, it's been a real, quite a few days. Of course, we had the International Crisis Summit and the CPAC, and today we're ending off with Senate hearings in the Kennedy room here in Washington, D.C. at Capitol Hill, and we had 22 invited guests to this Senate hearing, chaired by Senator Ron Johnson, who is a real tremendous advocate and proponent for truth and freedom and faith. And the subject was, what did they hide? What did the COVID cartel hide? And I have to express a great deal of thanks here. We had 4 Canadian representatives down here today giving testimony. 4 Canadians who our own political class deride and reject. 4 Canadian representatives who the Canadian mainstream media reject and are derisive to and express animosity to. But here in Washington, D.C., we've been welcomed.
Yes,
welcome
sir.
with open arms, and U.S. senators and U.S. politicians are inquisitive and seeking out the truth, where in Canada our politicians are running from the truth every day.
So of the 22 speakers, you were one of them.
I was one.
And I would say we were so extremely proud of you because you detailed it, you said it well, you represented Canada well. We are so proud of you, Randy, because you said it like it is. What are they trying to hide? What is going on? And today this was so educational, so encouraging to hear people, and it's actually quite unusual that we're here in the US and this was a global event. It was open. Senator Johnson did an excellent job in bringing in people from across the world: Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Canada, South America, Australia, France. It was amazing, and to hear, you know, we've often been called conspiracists. We've been called, well, you don't know that you're not scientists. Well, today we had the scientists here. Today we had the lawyers. We had the doctors here. We had the experts here. Wasn't it amazing to hear the data? Wasn't it amazing to get the proof finally from the top people?
Listen, we had the most credible,
yes, sir,
the most reputable economists, academics,
yes,
doctors, medical researchers, scientists, and then journalists,
yes,
politicians.
Yes.
We covered the gamut. And, as I said in my testimony, like here in the Kennedy Caucus room, we are shining. Our democracy is under the bright lights.
Yes, sir.
We can examine the details. We can
Yes.
see how our democracy is working. But so much of government is not
That's
under
right.
the bright lights.
That's right.
There is a dark side of government. There is an extremely
Yes.
dark side of
Yes.
government, and which never sees the light of day. But that's what the
Yes.
COVID con was the dark side of our
Exactly.
government. And down here, we're shining that light on it.
That's right.
And hopefully we'll kick some, in Canada.
Exactly.
And pull these guys kicking, screaming, and dragging them
Exactly.
under the lights and find out what they did.
You know what encourages me about this whole thing too is that the underlying thing is that we recognize we must get back to the foundations, right? Without the foundation, the house will fall. And to me, as a pastor, I look at it, this whole meeting, you can tell people are pointing back to God, back to the family structure as it was originally done, as it was originally put there. We're going back to the original foundation.
Well, we've seen this in, I don't know why this is so hard for people in the West to understand.
Exactly.
The Western liberal democracy were founded, absolutely founded on Christian values.
Yes, sir.
Right? The idea of freedom and liberty and personal responsibility. These are Christian values.
Yes.
The people who founded the United States and Canada were Christian men and women of Christian values. All our laws, all our institutions are derived from Christian values. And then, so to think that a country and its population can dismiss God, can dismiss Christianity, that can ridicule and reject Christian values, but still have a system that is designed and functional.
Right.
Christian values.
It's unheard of.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
And that's where the darkness is. And that's a darkness in our society, the darkness in our governments, where we have rejected faith, where we have rejected Christ, and where we have smashed the foundations of our society, and now our elected representatives, our institutions, can brazenly and overtly and boldly lie to people and break every one of God's commandments without impunity, because these other people, money is more important than God to them.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's been an absolute amazing time. Thank you so much for what you did.
Pastor
I was
Henry?
so proud of you.
Well, I'm always proud of you, and thank you so much for coming down and blessing the ICS conference yesterday. And of course, always sharing your good words, your wisdom,
absolutely,
and cheer.
God bless you. Keep standing. It was just absolutely outstanding.